everyone, and welcome back to another speed build. My name is Peachy, and today we are building a Lush industrial loft in The Sims 4. I really like this build, and I hope you guys will too, so let's get going. Alright, so today I'm bringing you what is technically a small home. I wanted to make it small. I was trying to go for that like tiny house or micro home. However, I did not get there, but I feel like the space is still small enough to be, to get you those perks that you want when you're building in a small home. But I was really inspired by these old rundown like greenhouses that you see sometimes online, and there's one that I found that had like a building attached to some greenhouses, and so that's kind of what I was inspired by. But again, I wanted it to feel very like industrial and like almost rundown, like not rundown but a little bit rundown, while also feeling very lush and green. So I decided to put it out in the middle of nowhere around a lot of forests, a lot of trees, so that way I could make it feel almost as if it was forgotten in the middle of the woods. But you'll see later on I put a lot of plants everywhere, but you'll see that. So right now I'm just working on the outside. I'm playing around with some brick ideas. I ended up going with an industrial like faded out brick around the main building, and then around the other sides it's going to be more of just a regular brick pattern. I thought that looked really nice with the contrast of everything, and I just like how worn it looked. And so you'll see me going around making the adjustments I need to just make it feel like it is in fact an old rundown building that somebody renovated for their home. So right now I'm building in the dark. I don't know if you remember last time, but I was like, oh, I build in the dark all the time. That was an example. I forgot to put in lights so everyone else could see. So I wanted most of the house to keep that industrial brick around everything, just because I always feel like when you build something brick on the outside, you should have something brick on the inside that matches it, unless it's probably like a new build or something. But in like these older places, you should have some sort of brick that reminds you of what this building is. So it was a lot of like playing around with different textures and different colors and just getting that feel. And I think I really accomplished it with the windows I put. I used windows from Snowy Escape and the Mancino pack. I'm sure you recognize the doors from there. I love these industrial windows. I love building industrial builds so much. Like, I'm so excited. But anyway, moving on to the kitchen. These counters, okay, also from Snowy Escape. I'm going to be real. I don't use these a lot. I don't like them that much. I don't like that they don't have upper cabinets. I don't like that some of them are closed. I like having them open, don't get me wrong. But sometimes I wish they could be closed too. However, they really reminded me of like the plant stands you see in like actual greenhouses. So I decided just to use that for the kitchen. You'll see more in detail later when I start putting in more like decorations and stuff. But I really liked those. I also really like the fact that I put like an industrial like metal sink in there, because it really gives the feel that like, hey, somebody just kind of put this together. Like they have the plumbing and everything else, but it's, a little shabby. But I like it. I like it a lot. As you can see, I'm working on the bathroom now. I actually gave this a bigger bathroom than I was originally going to, but it really looks nice, I think. I even got a shower in there. The side that we're working on right now is the actual like greenhouse part, so the part that was meant to be a greenhouse. And I've always wanted a greenhouse bedroom. I thought the idea of having like a glass roof would be so cool. I love the rain. So the idea of just rain coming down on the roof while you're sleeping sounds amazing to me. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really like it. So that's kind of why I wanted to go with a bedroom greenhouse, or a bedroom in the greenhouse. But anyway, so I'm doing some decoration. You can see just how lush I'm trying to make everything. This bedroom gets even more filled with plants eventually. But right now I've got the bed. I'm putting up some wall paintings. Those are subject to change, as you can see. They're even going to get changed further. I'm not happy with that all. But you see me like messing around with some plants and like just adjusting everything to make it just feel full and green and lush as possible. And yeah, I just really like how this build came out. I like how worn it feels, but also feels very nice. Also, I'm so happy I could have put the bed in the corner, because now Sims can scoot because they fixed that. And God, does that make me happy, because before I always felt like I couldn't do that because then it would be wasted space. But no, I'm really happy that I can do that now. So as you can see, I'm putting in like some of the final details and messing with maybe some other details I want to put in. Like, yeah, as you do, as one does. Again, I'm sort of just jumping around everywhere. Okay, so I believe this bathroom kit came with like tiny living. I absolutely love this wall kit. It looks so nice. It comes in so many different colors and it's just very good. So anyway, working on the bathroom, making it, green and lush like everywhere else. Some of my favorite things that came out of the cats and dogs pack were the little succulent holders that are in the cat and the dog. I use those everywhere, all the time. And they're just really easy. They're decorative, they're cute. You can just slap it on a shelf and call it a good day. But yeah. Also, I finally made use of those spa day rocks. You'll see it in a minute. Yeah, these spa day rocks with the weird little like wally plant growing out of them. I put them in the shower. And I think that's a really cool idea, because then you can it makes sense in a way. But you can see I'm just taking a look at everything, trying to figure out where I want to put things. I love this loft area. I've always wanted a loft, and I thought it was a great place to put like the living room area, because I can have that one wall with like no other windows because I put the ladder on there, and you'll see me put some green on the outside later. But I really like how this area comes out. It feels very cozy and relaxing. And I even fit a desk up here. I fit a desk with some plants and like a computer and stuff like that. I just wanted this house to feel very artsy. I have a lot of like art sort of activities that they can do. So I'm going to have an easel in here. I've got a camera. I've got a drawing pad. I've got a lot of like creative things going on in here, which I really like. I mean, I've got some other things too, because I put like a gaming system in here eventually, and I think I put a radio downstairs later on. But yeah, I just really like it. There's that bunny again. If you don't remember the last video, I absolutely love the little bunny that came with the cottage living pack. So I wanted to incorporate him again. So now you're just seeing me mess with the kitchen, putting in the little details. Okay, so I believe when you put the gas stovetop on a counter like that, you can still use it as like cooking space. But there is one countertop in the entire kitchen that you can use. Everything else has stuff on it, so you can't really use that. However, I think it's okay. So now you're going to see me putting all these little details on the shelf. I just wanted it to feel like cluttered, and you saw my jump skip, but I just completely filled it with all these little knickknacks because I feel like you would. And I wanted to just incorporate more flowers as much as I could with like everything else. And I really like how the kitchen turned out. Like, I would have this kitchen for me. You're going to see me put more plants. I put some stuff on top of the fridge just because if you don't have stuff on top of your fridge, you're too rich for me. Because growing up, we never had enough space to put anything everywhere else. So we'd always stick stuff on top of the fridge. And, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe like actual rich people actually do it too. But I don't know. I saw a TikTok once that was like, if you have stuff on top of your fridge, how poor did you grow up? I'm like, relatable. So anyway, working on these little details, trying to get the kitchen all sorted out, put some more decoratives on the walls. I really like how the kitchen turned out. I use this. Okay, I love the little like wall decorations that came with Snowy Escape. They're so cute, but I can never find time or like find the space to use them. And I figured using the little T1 would be the perfect space for this one, just because it's already feeling very green and full. So I thought it'd be the person who lives here probably enjoys tea and would probably put stuff like that on the wall. which is why they also have a teapot instead of a coffee pot. As you can see, for the most part, the house is already really full. At least the bottom level of it is. I still have to do more of the top half, but you'll see what I do. You see me messing with this hallway right now. I do fill it with plants. Like I said, I wanted this place to feel very like full and green, so I put plants wherever I could without it interrupting things for the most part. Now you see me just messing with the desk and putting plants on it, and I really wish you could just set things wherever you wanted on furniture instead of having to like pull the furniture away and adjust it. It would make my life easier. Like if they wanted to have it snap to places, fine, that's okay. But there should be a cheat code in there that you can just type into the little bar and you can just put things wherever you wanted. That would be swell. Because having to do that every time I build is very annoying. Anyway, right now you can see I'm trying to fill up this wall. I played around with that mirror. I really like that mirror, but I wanted to incorporate these paintings, and I just felt like they fit the space a little better. And again, it gives it that like artsy feel that I was kind of going for, especially when I add these like other paintings on the wall. I love the way that I ended up putting all like the paintings and the wall fixtures on the walls. They all look really nice, and I'm just really happy with it. Also, another big thing after doing a big Lush build with all these plants, The Sims 4 has so many plants and like none at all. Like they have so many plants that you could use in a build, but then all of a sudden you're repeating plants so much. Like we need more decorative plants. We need more succulents, more little flower pots. We just need more of it. So Sims, if you ever see this is my deal with you. I think you should do a plant kit. And I know other Simmers have said this before, but just do a kit that is just all plants. I beg of you. Anyway, back to the build. We're still working on this hall, trying to figure out what exactly I want to do. I struggled with using all these big plants in the build because if you don't use them in the correct spaces, they clip through walls and they just, I hate it when like plants will just slightly clip through walls. So I end up not using a lot of the big plants unless they go basically straight up and down. But luckily for me, there's a lot of them that do that. But anyway, working on this hall. I really like how this hall will turn out because I'll put like a gallery wall in it, and I love gallery walls. If you see one behind me, I have attempted one on my own wall. I still want to like probably add a little more to my gallery wall, I'm not gonna lie, but I really like it, and you can't see all of it, but there's more above all of my pictures. Anyway, you'll see me working on that now. I think they came with the City Living, these like the tall photos that came with it, like the apple tree, or like you saw the blue door upstairs. Oh, I love them. They just feel so nice, and they just fit spaces very well. But also I have a hard time fitting them in normal builds. Like a normal house, I feel like I couldn't fit them, but in like an eccentric one, like the one that we have here, I feel like it would work. I feel like it works really well. As you can see, I'm messing around in the kitchen a little more, adding a few more details. Just the amount of like detail work that I put into this one. Like I just really wanted it to feel like nice and green and fresh, because I love the contrast of the industrial like feel versus the lush plants. And I don't know about you guys, but I love looking at all the photos online of where nature has basically reclaimed these like man-made things like railroads and cars and buildings. It feels really just dystopian, but also so natural and beautiful in the fact that nature can do this. So as you can see on the outside, I'm trying to like incorporate that feeling. I'm adding some like, plants on the walls and trying to just really make it feel like it's overgrown and that somebody definitely forgot about it until this person was like, I want to make a home out of that. So you see me just fiddling around, and you'll see later on I'm going to put a lot of plants like around it, and I really love the way that I do it. It ends up looking so nice. That's another thing. I could use some more outdoor plants and more bushes and some more like flowers that aren't explicitly flowers. Like I use the lilac bushes in this one because they feel, obviously you get some more color. It's not just green. You have some like purples and so I actually put some white flowers in there, but I could use some more like that. But anyway, I really like the outside of it too. It continues to have that really like industrial feel, and I almost wanted the pool on the outside to feel like a pond that someone forgot about. So I used the, I think it's the Jungle Adventure water, but I've never used it before, so when I was in live mode testing some things, it started misting, and I was like, oh, that's different. It's like, I didn't realize that did that, but I kept it because, it's kind of neat. It's kind of fun. So as you can see what exactly I did with these flowers. I love this style of, like, landscaping where you just pick, like, 3 or 4 different flowers and bushes and you just overload things. I don't do it a lot, but when I do it, it's very, very nice and very, very pleasing to me. I did struggle a little bit with picking out trees and what exactly I wanted to put places. I know a lot of these, I think most of them are debug that I chose to use. Just because I feel like debug had like the better willow trees that actually fit this area. They came with a new cottage living pack. That's the world I'm in, is the new world. You'll see me fiddling with some trees because I always have such a hard time putting trees next to trees because I want it to feel like, these trees are like growing next to each other, but then I always hate the look of like the bushes on top of the trees next to all the other leaves, and it bothers me so much, and I wish it didn't, but c'est la vie. Anyway, working on the outside now, I wanted to have like a little space where they could, lounge by the pool, and again, this is where I get to use a lot of the big plants that I was wanting to use inside. I get to just place everything and like just give it this really nice, green feel. Today's word of the day is green or lush. Your choice. But as you can see, I had a lot of fun placing all these nice big plants and just putting in the little extra details. I feel like the detail work of builds is really what makes it, especially if it's in an area where you don't necessarily need your sim going and they're not going to be interacting in, because then you don't have to worry about, can my sim go through here? You can just put it there and assume that they can, which is what I did with these corners. I wanted to bring it along the wall more than what I did. However, I was running out of plants to use. Again, Sims has so many plants and like none at all. But if people wanted to, I did actually put little pots, like the little small pots you can grow things in, into the build so that your sim can actually like grow things here, which I think would be fun. Just growing a couple little plants out in their like, not garden, but like their supply of plants. Definitely somebody who's like a crazy plant lady lives here for sure. Like those people on TikTok who have so many plants everywhere. They live here and they film TikToks every day, and their following is like house tour every day. Anyway, you see me going into night mode so I can just add some extra lighting, and so when you're outside you can have all these extra lights and not really notice that they're there. So I really liked how it just glowed. And also, sorry for everyone, but I used actually quite a few Star Wars things in this build. Like this statue piece I put right here, that's from Star Wars. The floor that I used on the outside of Star Wars, I used some of the Star Wars plants. If you don't have that pack, I get it. I understand. I'm lucky enough to have had access to an account where I could do where I get all the packs. Shout out to Michelle, by the way. That's the name of my best friend's mom. She loves The Sims. She's been playing it longer than I've been able to walk, probably. But she buys all the packs and she allows me to use her account. Do I have my own Sims account? Of course I do. But one day my best friend was like, use a lot of CC. I want to see what you can do with just the packs. Because I didn't have a lot of the packs. I had like maybe 4. So she gave me access to her mom's account with permission, of course, and I've been using that one ever since. And I have not used any CC. Mostly because all that CC made my computer run really slow. And I needed it for stuff and it wouldn't work. But yeah, that's my build. I really enjoy it. I had a lot of fun making this one. When I was showing it off to all my friends, they're like, oh, I would love to live in this thing. And I'm like, me too. Unfortunately, it's, just a build. But someday, if I could live in like an industrial loft, that would be incredible. Like, I could say my dream house is like a mid-century house or even just a little house in like a neighborhood or something. But if I could live in an industrial loft in the middle of the woods, as long as it had good Wi-Fi, I would be happy. I would be a happy little camper. But yeah. Anyway, that's the build. I hope you really like it. I really liked this one. It'll be up on the gallery. It'll probably be under like industrial loft build or like industrial loft or like industrial lush loft or lush industrial loft. I'm babbling. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. I hope you really enjoyed this build and I will see you next time. Bye.